Hey y'all, these are your January 5. We have baby bear, King Arthur, wide squat, front raise, and a 90-90 hip stretch. And if you have some lightish weights, 2 to 5 pounders, and or a loop band or a flat band, we'll use them for your front raise. But let's first start with our baby bear, everyone's favorite. Come on to your back, take a big deep breath. Relax your back, relax your neck, and just let your legs flop, whatever feels like a comfortable floppy position. So I'm not trying to hold myself in this tight little shape. I'm letting my legs flop out to the side. And I'm just going to rock left and right. You might rock to your right elbow and then to your left elbow, letting my whole body roll like a little long roll to the right, to the left. As you get going with this, you might end up rolling all the way over to one side. If that doesn't feel good for today, do the smaller version. I'm going to peel my left leg open, roll onto my back, follow with my right leg. And then I'm peeling my right leg open, rolling all the way to the other side. Here was the first version again, just hanging on to your legs and rocking and rolling. Easy does it. Take another big deep breath. Big exhale. Relax. Let your neck relax. Let your back relax. Let your hips relax. And then we have our King Arthur. I'm going to show this first one from the front. Second side, I'm going to show from the side. Level hips, level shoulders. So I'm trying to avoid twisting or hiking or doing any funny business. This knee is stacked right over my ankle. And my back knee is right under my hip. So I'm really stacked up nice and tall. This might be plenty. If I think about driving this back knee down and giving just a tiny little pubic bone forward, pulling my belly in, man, I feel a deep stretch down the front of my hip and quad. You could add a little stretch by raising the arm of your down leg or your back leg. Take another big deep breath. Maybe looking up at the ceiling. So if you find this challenging for your balance, go to a wall or bring a dining chair over. It shouldn't be a huge balance thing that we're working on, more so organization, stabilization, and a little bit of a lengthening to the front of your hip. Here's side number 2. Again, wall if you need it. Now I've got second leg forward. See my 90, 90. I'm trying to avoid dumping my pelvis forward or tucking and rounding my back. So I want to find my happy medium, level hips, maybe a little bit of pubic bone forward. That's my pubic bone. Driving my knee down, taking my arm up, possibly. Maybe a little back bend. Big inhale, one more big deep breath. Come up to standing for your wide squat. So how do I know how far out to set up my feet for this wide squat? Do with me, lift your heels, turn them out. Lift your toes, turn them out. One more time, heels and toes. And that should probably put you about in wide squat land. We'll do a test run together and see. As I bend my knees, I sink my tail straight down, and I'm pretty stacked upright with my torso. In fact, you could go lean on a wall with your hips and shoulders and slide down the wall. So that's a good depth and a good leg width for me. If I find this happening, where my knees are going way out past my toes, or any of this, and I want to do front and back with my pelvis, and I also don't want to hyperextend my back. So here's our little setup again, heel and toe and heel and toe. Think your hips like something heavy is hanging off your tail. And then once you get down here, check to see that your knees and toes are pointing the same direction. We'll add some arms and pick up the pace. Wide squat, maybe floating arms up and down. Big deep breath. So we're not doing any weights for this squat this month. Just working on that hip mobility, external rotation, turning your knees out. So that's a good thing to watch for. If your feet go out and your knees cave in, oh, that's not so nice on your little knees. Knees push out. Let's do 2. Easy wide squat. Now you could incorporate this front raise into your wide squat. Come back to that horse stance or demi squat. Lift and lower. So I've got pretty light weights. I'm going right straight out in front of me. Here's what it looks like on the side. Lift and lower. If you want to make this more challenging, you could add your loop band. So now I'm getting a little press out into my band. Lift and lower. I'm going to do 10 of these. 2, 3, 4. So I'm pushing out into my band, not coming up real high, just to shoulder height. 6. Maybe maintaining that squat if you can. 7, 8, 9, 10. Ditch your weights, ditch your band. We're coming back to the floor for our 90 hip stretch. So when I say 90, 90, what I mean is my shin is parallel to the front edge of the mat. This knee is coming straight out and this shin is parallel to this edge of the mat. So I'm not tucked in close. My legs are pretty far out to the side and to the front. And then as much as I can, I'm going to rotate my pelvis to face the front. So I'm calling this wall the front wall. And then easy does it. You might need to push your hand into the floor to help push yourself forward. This might be plenty just sitting in this position. If you feel any knee pain or hip pain, elevate your hips. Sit on a bolster or a rolled up towel. If this feels okay to lean a little bit forward and back, I'm keeping a nice long torso. And then I'll show side number 2 facing straight ahead. So for me, that's about as upright as I can get my hips. You might be more like here when you start this one, and that's okay. We got to start somewhere, but we're working on getting this shin directly in front, this shin out to the side, and then as stacked as you can be, leaning forward, leaning back. So if you were doing this as your strength exercises for this month, you could do that warm up, baby bear. Then you could cycle through your King Arthur, your wide squat, 2 or 3 times, your shoulder exercise, your front raise, and then come back and spend a minute on each side of this hip stretch. Yeah, so this could be a whole series, a whole strength program. Or this could be moves that you add to what you're doing. If you're already walking, doing some strength work. If you have questions, give me a call. And then if you want to do these live with us, you could join any of our weeknight 6 p.m. or Saturday 10 a.m. classes. We've got yoga, Pilates, a Tai Chi type class, and a barre class. And you're welcome to join us. See you soon.